my cannabis and the alcohol for 12 hours, I'm removing chlorophyll also. So I'm actually helping my patient, they don't have to take the chlorophyll. But I have to make sure it's organic medicine, because I'm stripping everything out of that plant now. And if I got it from Joe Blow down the street and he's been putting chemicals on it all year, I'm concentrating down the chemicals. When you concentrate down everything, it can become more deadly. It becomes what are called aflatoxins, more deadly than regular mold. Right. So you've got to make sure that you've got your cannabis source right. You really do, no mold. So now, I've got my alcohol in my mason jar, and let's just say I'm going to leave it in there for 12 hours because I'm going to be giving it to Aaron here, and that's generally how I do yours, sometimes 24 hours depending. So what we want to do is take a cheesecloth. We use muslin bags, quart bags, but most of you will be able to get cheesecloth easier. And you want to strain the alcohol cannabis mix through into your rice cooker. And you're just straining the alcohol and squeezing the cannabis. Take a little grain alcohol, pour it on top to get the last of the cannabis oil off of the cannabis. You're going to throw the cannabis away. It's only an oil, a ball of oil that lives on the outside of the cannabis that we're after. It's a ball of oil that holds all our cannabinoids. The green leafy part is of no use to us. It's just chlorophyll. The green leafy part is of no use to us. So it's about taking an oil off of a plant by using alcohol as an extractor. It hits that oil and it rips it right off. Okay? So now I strain my mason jar through my cheesecloth. I wring it out. I make sure I get it all in there. And I turn my rice cooker on with the lid open. At warm, rice cookers go to 160 degrees. If you're cooking in a double boiler or you're using a different method, you want to buy a candy thermometer and put it right in there. If you're using a double boiler, you want to make sure you don't go above 160 degrees because you're starting to burn off terpenes. That's what you're going to be losing. The odor molecule that is so small and of such a vaporized size, it's a subatomic level, that it will penetrate the blood-brain barrier. I think I'm having more success with brain cancer because of that. Because of the strains I'm using and because of the terpenes with the THC and a little bit of CBD. CBD doesn't shrink tumors the way THC does. You're going to see that out there and in the public because it's legal to sell it, you can ship it across lines, and people are making a shitload of money lying to you and telling you that you can use just that. I use CBD after I've shrunk my tumor. I use THC and CBD together, and then when I'm done with that, I would perhaps in a lot of cases go to a CBD only strain, especially if they couldn't handle it. Brain cancers, I'm sticking with THC, especially someone who's had a lot. So there, again, you really need somebody who's been doing this for a long time. There's so many different variations to everything I say and do. So, contraindications. Can I just give this to anybody? No. Cannabis is a blood thinner. Who's on warfarin? Who's on blood thinners? Are you, have you just had surgery? Are you possibly going to break open? You know what I mean? A lot of people I'm with have just had surgeries. Now they want to do a large amount of cannabis, and you have to watch that. It's a blood thinner. It also should be watched for blood pressure. Cannabis oil lowers your blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, you may be able to stop your medicine while you're on it. If you're low, you may not be able to use it if you're real low. These are the questions that you have to know before you call yourself a caregiver and step into this arena of cancer. People live and die all the time on simple mistakes, using sativa for breast cancer patients. I lost 4 women last year. They were all less than 50 years old for E-based and using them on medicines before we could even get at them. So it's devastating to see these things, and it's devastating to think that we can help someone, but that the government has been hiding this for so long that the information isn't there. Now the cannabis is everywhere, but the information hasn't caught up. And you know what? With commercialization and the sale of it, information always gets pushed to the side. Money grubbing comes through, and that's why we're going to hold our ground here. We will never stop education.
Yep.
We will never stop trying to take care of cancer patients for free if we can. Our foundation will give out medicine, and we will take care of those that we can, right? And we got a whole team of people that are going to work with us, and we're going to do this right. And there are very few places in the country. There are several that do this. There are very few places in the country. And I want you all to know that, and I want you to become part of this. I want you to join us. You know, I want you to come to our classes. I want you to come hang out with us. I want you to listen. Because I've been doing this for, again, 40 years. I don't know everything. I'm never going to know everything. We're learning stuff every day. But now we have doctors that we're working with. I'm a state registered medical marijuana expert state witness for court cases. I've done court cases. I've gone in and had the DEA take me out and literally give me a lawyer because what I was going to walk in and say was federally against the law. But they asked me to come in and explain these things to a jury and a judge. So I was met at my first trial by the DEA, who took me out for coffee before the court case to question me for a while.
I didn't think they were going to bring you back because you were gone for a long
I was
time.
concerned with At the end of it, they asked me to speak before the Narcotics Association meeting, 300 knocks, and I'm like,
No.
man, I know I run a school and I stand up here, but that's a little
We're like, can we smoke in your parking lot?
Right, a lot. Do they smoke on stage?
Did they let you smoke in their parking lot, Mike? Just kidding. We would never do that.
The great thing about cannabis is, yeah, you can wake up in the morning and take a couple of puffs and it changes your day. It changes your day.
Yeah.
Go cannabis.
It does. And you learn a little more about it.
You're right.
And you learn that there's actually an up and a down and in between and you know, when we were in Quincy, we had a big old place on Hancock Street, and all the kids getting out of school and come by in the afternoons and slam on the windows and scream, "Where's the pot? Show me how to roll a joint." And I'd step out there.
What are you old people doing?
We're making suppositories, boys. Who wants to come in?
And that way we get to keep all the cannabis.
That's our reality. Again, ingestion methods. Sometimes it's not oral.
Baby.
What works?
I mean, come on, uterine cancer. Where do you think we're going? Prostate cancer. Where do you think we're going? Right? It's not all going in the mouth. You gotta sometimes get right to the problems.
Right.
So, you know, we teach how to make suppositories and how to use them properly. A lot of people can't do oil because it's too strong. And I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, you know, I've just been sent home from the doctor, told me to get my affairs in order. I'd be damned if I ever use marijuana. What do you have that doesn't get me high? And I just like, how do you start a conversation? Do you ever go to your doctor and say, I'm willing to do anything but do anything that gets me high? Everything they give you gives you high. They give you percocets every day. They give you this, they give you that. Right? So, I don't want to say to these people there's nothing we can do. So, you know, there are methods to be used that are helpful. It so happens that there's a vein an inch and a half inside your anus on one side, not the other, that goes directly to the brain.
And mine was damaged.
That's what they got rid of.
They
Yeah,
got rid of a
product
lot of
move.
things. They removed my dental nerve, which is the most sensual nerve in a woman.
Right.
Yeah, I had the vacuum part of my sphincter. Yeah.
Let me finish my point.
I'm sorry. I like talking about asshole problems.
So,
Sorry.
no. So, what happens is, if somebody, you know, people tell me also, shit, Mike, I'd like to do a gram of oil a day and shrink my tumor, but I have to go to work, right? So you've got to learn to go up the butt, go past that nerve that goes directly to the brain. It's a matter of knowing positioning, and then rolling over onto the side that's the opposite side from the nerve going to the brain for 20 minutes to a half an hour, lay in a fetal position, and the oil goes towards that side. You're going to absorb it all into your body and get all the benefits. You might not get so blasted that you can't do your medicine. You know? And that's so important. Mangoes will increase your high. What cuts it?
Orange citrus.
Yeah. Orange cuts it.
CBD.
And CBD.
Two different differences. Little things like that. Acclimating the people
I don't
properly by
practice
starting
that
them off
religion though.
and turning on all the receptors in their body gently with little bits of tincture at first. Don't just slam them. Take them in slowly. Melissa likes to name THC, she calls it Tincture Home Companion. She's like, I'm not going to give Nana a big old bottle of THC and, find her head smashed onto the coffee table later. It's like Tincture Home Companion. We'll come by in your house and we'll have some tea and we'll hang out with you a while. There you go, Nana. Have a little bit in your tea. And that's, and that's just another thing. The government's got us all screwed up, right?